how I can very easily visualize it and understand it and use it in the right context as well. So that's where the whole idea of data, analysis comes in as well. And then AI is a layer on top of it, which is making it just much more easier for us to understand that data as well. I don't need to be an Excel guru to figure out to do calculation. I can use an AI tool to do that for me.
We're joined today by Vipin. He is a technology strategist who knows that everything behind AI model or data dashboard, there's a bigger mission, delivering real public value. Vipin's work spans from India to USA to Switzerland to SAP to the UN, and from product innovation to digital transformation. He helped governments, global organizations, and major consultancies think how they use data and AI, not just how to become smarter, but to become more human-centered, more ethical, and more effective. In this episode, we explore how AI and data can do more than just optimize. They can align system with purpose, drive smarter decisions, and unlock the kind of information and innovation that benefits everyone, not just the bottom line. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Please introduce yourself and what led you to be here in Geneva, Switzerland.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, I think you already made a good introduction. Just a little more context in that. So I'm a software engineer by training, but then I kind of dabbled into the area of public sector. So that's when I decided to do a public administration master's as well, still focusing on how decision making and data is used, or how data is used for decision making in public sector organizations. So that's what has been the trajectory. And now kind of I'm in this situation where I kind of advise then those agencies and also occasionally governments onto like how now they can effectively use data. And now with AI, how they can use the AI knowledge, how they can even identify what use case they have for AI. Because it's very easy to say this AI will solve a problem, but if you don't have the right data, then none of this would work as well. And then we're very easy to blame the technology and not the inherent issues we have within the structure of the organization or the data that we have. So that's what I'm kind of doing. What led me to Geneva was so I started my career in India with SAP, pure technology play, working with Fortune 500 companies on how to use SAP products as well. And that's when I realized I want to do something in public sector. So went to US, was there for 3 years, finishing my master's at the same time, working with the government there in the state of Georgia as well. And then that basically then landed me in UN in Geneva over 10 years ago, 2015, I would say. And first I was with a humanitarian organization, kind of help them do information management, how they manage their data, their information in time of crisis. And then after that, I spent good around 7-ish years in WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, also kind of help them work with governments, identify where we can bring in operational efficiencies by building up digital solutions, new products as well. Did that for 7 years and then decided it's time to move back to private sector, but not to leave all that experience that I have gained behind. So I am part of the international development team in EY, where we basically work with UN agencies, big international NGOs to help them advise on digital solutions, AI, their ERP systems as well. So I've not completely left behind what I have learned, but now I'm coming it from an external perspective to help them be more efficient and really not lose grounds with this whole AI wave.
Yeah, so not everything can be done with AI.
Not everything should be done with AI.
Okay, but
that's also the thing.
But it's interesting to the perspective that you have, because you have been inside so many different ecosystem and organizations, and also the way that they approach issues is quite different. So it's you have a very unique view, and you can also understand your counterparts, the reason why they decide the things that they decide or how they make the decisions themselves. So it's a very privileged information that you have now working on the other side.
Yeah.
So
No, for sure. No, I think that's the whole idea as well, that it's very easy to say how an organization should function if you've never worked in that
of course,
context.
yeah.
The true value comes in once you've been in there, you've seen the problems, you've seen it firsthand as well, and that's what makes a big difference between even saying a certain solution will work or will not work in the context of that organization.
Yeah, it's true. It's easier once you walk a mile in their shoes, then you can say, okay, I know how to address this issue, and I know what how can I help you.
Exactly.
So from this intersection, you work in AI, data, and public sector strategy. What originally drew you to this space?
As I said, I've a software engineering background, but I was never a kind of a person who'll sit behind a computer and just write a piece of code all day long.
Sounds boring.
Yes, it is. But then again, there are people who love it. My brother does that day in, day out. He loves it. I didn't. I was more, I want to talk to people and understand their problems. So that's where this whole concept of, okay, but at the same time, I don't want to lose everything that I've learned. I'm not a salesperson.
Yeah.
I want to help organizations using what I've learned. Either it's being through my educations or through my experience as well. And that's where it was a good mix and good intersection of me wanting to talk to people and understand their problem, and using technology and data to solve that problem. That whatever we are trying to do is fact-based. It's very easy to say it's fact-based because I think that's a fact. But then actually to show something behind it, it is fact-based because there are facts behind it as well. And that's where I think I wanted to be, and I'm still working on, because I think there's something new I also learn every day, whether it's AI or it's data analytics, but how we can effectively then use that data to make that decision making, to make the organization better and effective. And that's the whole idea behind what I want to do and what I aspire to keep doing.
Okay, so it's making sure that the information is accurate.
Yeah.
In order then to use the technology based on that information.
Exactly. And then how to even use that, because everybody has data lying around. I have it on my laptop, you have it as well, but it's also about how I can very easily visualize it and understand it and use it in the right context as well. So that's where the whole idea of data analysis comes in as well. And then AI is a layer on top of it, which is making it just much more easier for us to understand that data as well. I don't need to be an Excel guru to figure out to do calculation. I can use an AI tool to do that for me.
Yeah. I'm very bad at Excel. As a good lawyer, I'm very bad at math. So
that's okay. You're good at other things. So that's I am very bad when it comes to legal things. I try to avoid it as much as possible.
So that's why everyone has their own strengths.
Exactly. Yeah.
You've helped shape digital strategies for large institutions. In your experience, what's the biggest misconception about using AI and data for the public good?
It's a very interesting question. I think it even goes beyond the places I've worked with. It's the biggest misconception is that just because I have data, that I should have the answers. But if I don't know how to use the data, if I don't even know where to look for that data, that's the biggest issue, that merely having data will give you the answer is not the right way forward. We need to be able to ask the right questions as well. And what happens a lot of times, and it goes a little bit in a different tangent from your question, is that we tend to come up with an answer first and then try to find data to justify that answer.
Yeah.
So that happens more often than not, unfortunately. So that I would say biggest misconception is that I have a decision, I have the data to back it, but what is the order I went through? Did I look at my data first with an hypothesis, and then did I prove or disprove that hypothesis with the data, and then came with a fine answer? Or was I going the other way, the other way on that?
Yeah, and also the lens that you're looking at is like if you're only looking for data that confirms your hypothesis, you're never gonna even acknowledge the other data that doesn't.
Exactly, and then that leads to problems as well, because then we're only looking into the same little bubble we sit in as well. And when it comes to public good, data is there. It's just that how we use it.
Yeah.
That's the point on that. And more often than not, we tend to just look at, as you said, things that justify and verify what we already believe.
And then what do we need the data for if we're going to make the same decision anyways?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying that then people tend to work towards finding the data to justify that that answer. And you might find some outliers, but outlier is not a norm. It is outlier for a reason. And it happens maybe 2% of the time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you've implemented AI for public sector, digital transformation, and even IP modernization. What's a success story that reminds you AI can deliver long-term value, not just efficiency?
Yeah. So I think it's AI in terms of long-term value is about how we use that AI, whether it's a solution, whether it's a feature that we have, and there are a lot of use cases around that. For me, using an AI solution that gives long-term value is that how can I relieve people from doing mundane work, repetitive tasks as well. So I can't go into the details of projects I worked on, but for all confidentiality reasons. But to give you an example, for example, we all have worked with HR departments, and we all have questions on HR policies as well. And now I've been on paternity leave. I've looked at HR policy and never been able to figure out, because they're all been written from a legal lens as well. So with an AI solution, you are able to easily understand what that means for you, for me. So I don't need now a group of people who are just sitting there answering questions that a solution can answer. So that now I have those people freed up to do actual innovative work as well. And that's the long-term strategy. It's related that there is an efficiency gain, but that efficiency gain only get you a certain distance. After that, it is the human which will drive that conversation in there. And that's the long-term value, that how can I free up my people from doing repetitive tasks. If it's a repetitive task, a machine can do it, and it should do it as well. So my people can think.
Yeah. So, for example, if you have something that I have done in the past, thousands of pages, because you need to find a specific information. And it takes a person weeks, if not months, to do it. But an AI can do it right away. So that's something that there's no added value in you wasting weeks of your time just looking for a very specific information in a sea of documents.
Exactly. And you're a lawyer, you said, right? So like you would know better than that. Like, for any legal case, you have to do, paralegals are sitting there identifying that one case, going through books and stuff. And that with AI, it's a matter of few seconds to find that. But then at the end of the day, and that's where the human intelligence comes in, and that's where the long-term value generates, is that now I know people who can use the AI solutions to be more productive. So they use that solution, and then they put their intelligence. It's like, it'll give you 20 cases, but that for that particular case, you then still need to find those two ones that exactly match as well. We are working, technology is moving faster that it even gives you a very closely, written solution in a right way as well. But it still needs to be validated. You cannot go to a judge and say like it's a case that was written by an AI, so give me a ruling on it.
Yeah, exactly. So
S-
it's the human factor is very important because
Exactly.
then, as a lawyer, for in this example, you will decide if
Hmm.
it's actually relevant or if it follows what you need to, or it also highlights what you want to highlight. Because
Hmm.
sometimes it's a great case, but it's great for the other party,
Exactly.
not for the one you
Yeah.
want to build.
And human has to be at the end of this loop,
Hmm.
be it data analysis, be it AI. If you don't have human at the end of the loop, it, there is a certain level of trust that comes with the fact that we human are the ones deciding
Yeah.
on this as well, and then the level of efficiency gains that you get out of it. It's all about how can I be more productive
Mm.
using that, so I don't need to fill out a form
Mm.
that can be very easily filled out because the format is the same all the time.
Mm. Yeah, it's to enhance
Yeah,
the human productivity.
exactly. And the intelligence as well
Mm.
at the same time, because there might be, there is certain capacity we as humans have as well in terms of brain and focus.
Energy.
Energy, exactly. That is like, I can't keep spending 24 hours just to find one case law, but at least if I have a good starting point that those are the only 20 ones I need to look at, I can focus on those
Yeah, I
20s.
can
And
I
then
can
even
read
if
through
those
them.
those don't make sense, then I can ask for more and then identify more as well.
Yeah,
But I have
it's
a companion who can help me, go through that data quickly and faster.
yeah, it's guiding you through
Yeah,
the field of information. Yeah.
exactly.
Governments are increasingly adopting AI tools, but trust and transparency are still concerns. What's one step we should take to make AI strategies more inclusive and people first?
Uh, it's a very interesting question. It has been, I think, there since the whole AI thing started, how we build trust. Uh,
Do no harm.
yeah, exactly. But then what does do no harm definition is?
Mm.
And that's the key thing. It's not one step, it's a series of steps. It's educating people, to even tell them what AI is. So you have to go through the whole journey as well, because AI has just completely blew up on the scene quickly, and suddenly everybody was expected to know about it, everything inside out, within a matter of a year or 2 years. With the transformational technologies that it is, I think there's a lot of work that still needs to be done to educate people, not just in schools, in universities, at work as well, so that they know what is AI, what it can do, and what it cannot do. That's the key thing there as well. And then work with those people to identify within their processes what are those tasks that can be done by AI, where you can build a solution on that. If my task is day in, day out, talking to people, talking to governments to figure out what their problems are, and AI will not be, at least not in near future, would be able to replicate that as well. But the back end analysis of that is where AI could come in. So that's where we need to. So it's a bunch of steps. We need to educate. Then we need to figure out where in our process this AI solution can be placed, and then develop that solution.
Okay.
But those solutions development should not be technology decisions. They need to be business decisions. If you are a lawyer, you know the best in your process of analysis where you spend most amount of your time. And this is where you then it can tell you where you can then save the most amount of time as well. And then the solution has to be for you, and not because I as a technology person told you solution will work. So it's the involvement, and that's the tenant for any kind of transformation.
Yeah.
AI just brought it in forefront for everything. Even if you do a big ERP transformation or a big data analytics transformation in your organization or in any organization, those are the steps you need to look for. You need to involve people at the right stage. You need to communicate that effectively as well, and then own up the risks as well, that there will be risks. as well. But then at the same time, there are risks with people's analysis as well.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever I am giving an analysis is based on my knowledge. My knowledge is also limited. I can't give you an analysis outside that as well, and it could be wrong as well.
Yeah. And I like your approach that it's not a technology solution, it's a business solution. Because it's something that it has to serve the purpose of the business of the organization, what you're looking to achieve. It's not technology for the sake of technology.
Exactly.
It's technology because you need it for X or Z.
And we are seeing more and more of that as well, that governments as well are wanting to use, how they can make the lives of people better, how they can use it in the field of education, forecasting, be it weather, or what is the best time for cultivating your fields as well. So there are solutions out there. It's all about then educating the people, making sure that they know how to use them to the best of their abilities as well. And it shouldn't be just another, solution or app on my phone that I'll use it once every often and then I forget about it.
Yeah, or it drives me crazy every time I need to use it.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it has to be easy to use.
Yeah, it has
and
to
then and that's why AI has also just come up on the stage. It talks you in the way a human could talk, or at least it mimics that way. And that's how we need to make sure that people don't lose that in the process, that he may be talking like a human, but it's not human. So I need to have my own judgment on top of it as well.
We need to keep in mind that it's still an AI. It's not a human. It can be human-like, but it's not a human.
It's not. But obviously, it can do a lot of things. It's just all about making sure that finding the right solution. Do I need a AI solution for that work or piece of work or not as well? And if everybody is convinced of that from the very beginning, the adoption of any solution, and I'm not even talking about AI at this point, adoption of any solution is much more higher. Either it's by masses of people at a national, subnational level, or in an organization.
Yeah, it's more than just technology. Yeah. So your background combines strategy, product design, and data storytelling. When designing tech for public use, what elements should never be overlooked?
I think the biggest tenet when it's for public use or public good, for that matter, is we should not lose focus from the main objective. That we are, as we were talking earlier, that we are doing it for a certain objective to achieve a certain outcome, and not doing it for the sake of doing it because we have the mandate and I have the skill set and I have the the financial resources to do it. If it's going to help somebody, that's when we do it.
Okay.
And then if we are not doing it, then as I said, it'll be one of those solutions it's like, now I have 20 dashboards to look at the data, but did I ever ask for that?
Was it really necessary?
Yeah.
So many circles.
Exactly. So it's all about, like, do I need it, and what's then the outcome of that as well, and does it serve a good wider public good in that sense?
And the user experience is so vital. That's something that has been a common trend for about a decade now. That how are we navigating through this technology? How are we using it? Is it obvious enough that anyone can use it right away, or do you need a learning curve for all of that? So it's important to keep in mind who are you making the technology for, and the real life interactions they're gonna have with that technology. Are they gonna have time to sit down, use it, or they're gonna do it on working in a field or in a busy hospital? So you need to understand the different realities that they will have.
And also the people that will be impacted by it. If it's a solution that has a wide impact and is very critical, you mentioned health for that matter, there needs to be stronger guardrails around that as well. The data security needs to be much more stronger than something, if I need to see what events are in my locality, so it's about that. It's like, what's the purpose of those, whatever solution I'm going to develop, and who's going to serve, because that's what will define how I need to structure everything around that.
Yeah, because it comes from the ground up.
Exactly.
How do we avoid building smart systems that feel cold or distant from real human needs?
That's a tough one. How do we avoid?
Technology is warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. But I think it's all about like, it's not even about feeling cold or distance. It's about like I can have a conversation with a GPT tool, Chat GPT, Gemini, and it'll feel human like and it'll feel warmth
and
in
listen
there. But it goes back to the educating part of it. Like if I know what is behind it, I would have a certain level of trust and knowledge of how to use it. It's I wouldn't even say it's anything to do with cold or distance. It's just about the fact that how I use it.
How is it?
I can use Google search to find 100 things as well. There, I know for sure it's nobody behind it. I can do the same thing with ChatGPT.
Yeah, ask the same question.
And probably get even much more detailed results on it as well. So it's all about how we are using those solutions. There are solutions out there which are helping people, young adults, to get some sort of, psychological help as well.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody to listen to them and not judging on that. So if we just take that definition, systems are neither cold or distant or warm or fuzzy or anything. Systems are systems.
Yeah.
Is how I use it and how I feel about it.
So it's the human impression to the system.
Exactly. Exactly. My car is my car. It could be, it'll drive the way I drive it, and that's how I will feel about it.
Yeah, it's true. It's just a means of transportation, or it's something that you love and take care of.
And you are attached to it as well. So it's just humans. If we as people, we humans is how we want to use it. But I don't think the technology should and can be seen in this black and white of cold, distant, warm, fuzzy. Is there? It'll do a job if you ask the right questions.
Okay. And
sorry, I'm not sure if this was the answer you were looking for. I don't really have an answer for this question.
No, because it's a matter of, you already gave the answer. Is how we use the technology, because it's something, a tool can either be used in a way that feels cold and feels distant, or it can be used in a way that feels that it enlightens your life or keeps you company. So as you said in your answer, is how you use it and how you make it a part of your life. So it's again, it's a decision of not necessarily of the designer of the technology, but of the user of the technology.
Yeah.
So speaking of design, if we could redesign public digital services from scratch today, what principle should you put at the core?
The people first, that it is there to serve the wider public good as well. And if we're talking about public digital services, is what I'm thinking is like, if I have to go get my passport renewed or get changes to my documents as well and stuff, this is something it should be kept in mind. How am I going to use it as well? And it'll serve that purpose without making my life complicating and filling out 20 different forms
of information you already have about me.
Exactly. So I think it's all about who's at the center and who's going to be served by that service, and we need to keep that in mind when we design anything.
So people centered.
It's the whole, and this is nothing a new concept, the human centric approach.
Yeah.
It is it's a concept as old as technological innovation. So it's right now even more important than ever that whatever approach we take, it needs to be human centric approach as well, be it an organization, be it a government level as well. And if we don't have that, then we miss the point altogether of developing something.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the most important human mistake you've seen an AI system mimic? And were you surprised?
The sheer overconfidence of it. I'm sure you would have come across people who with 100% confidence say that no, what I'm saying is correct.
Yes.
And when you ask for facts and then you look at those facts and you realize it's all wrong. But it is mimicking human nature or human behavior in that, because it is trained that way, to give answers in a confident manner and always give answers.
Yeah.
You have to explicitly tell, and now it's being incorporated as well, that if it doesn't know it, it'll say it will not know it. But it was always trained to give you an answer, no matter where the answer was coming from. Any answer. If it in the like even now sometimes, and even when it all came out, you could ask for references and it'll give you references of things that didn't exist as well. But it all goes back to that humans trained it. It's mimicking the human behavior. That this is how we expected it to work, and we didn't have proper data in place for it to be trained. So it's garbage in, garbage out kind of a situation. If my data is not good, my results won't be good either as well on that.
So it's the overconfidence, don't know when you're right or wrong kind of approach. You've designed dashboards, systems, and integrations. What have you seen that's more powerful than data?
Usage of data. How we use it for decision making as well. I can give you all the data and all the analysis behind it. If you refuse to use it, it's the human who's going to accept it and humans who's going to reject it.
It's a decision there.
It's the decision makers.
Yeah.
In that whole situation, systems are there to serve that, but I should be a willing recipient of that to want to use it.
Yeah. Because then all the work is for nothing.
Yeah.
So now we move to the flash section.
Okay.
Data dashboards that show what's happening, or ones that ask why it's happening.
Ones that ask why it's happening.
Deleting 10 million data points to protect one person, or keeping them for the greater good.
I don't know who that one person would be, but I would keep it for the time being for my further analysis.
A system that learns from users, or one that teaches them how it works.
A bit of both, actually. It has to be both.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's not evolving.
Okay. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. No, you can't have system that cannot learn and at the same time it teaches how it works. Because then it'll get stuck in the same loop.
Yeah. Public infrastructure run by predictive AI or by human intuition.
Can I say none? No, again, it has to be a mix of both. We've seen examples of, sorry, I know it's a flash section, so I'm not going to.
Don't worry.
But I will
you
say
can expand.
I think it's both. We've seen examples where you have predictive algorithms providing public services and they failed miserably because they were biased in it, because my data was biased. But then if you just rely on human intuition, there is also bias as well. So we just need to make sure that they both work together to be as less biased as possible.
Yeah. So it's a combination.
It's a combination.
A button that slows a system down, or a button that makes it forget.
If it's about making it forget my data, if I don't want to be part of it, then yeah, I would say a button that makes it forget. And I think we already have that with GDPR in place as well, that I have the right to get all my data and get it deleted as well. So yeah, I would say the second part.
Okay. A silent algorithm, or one required to explain itself in plain language.
Yeah, it should explain itself.
Yeah.
We have it in place. We've developed, I worked on projects where we developed solution, and this is all about building trust as well.
Yeah.
You can very easily, for a simple task, asking a question, yes, you may not need why, how it came up to an answer. But when you're doing big, complex analysis, I want the system to tell me what was the thought process behind. And these capabilities exist. It's you can, if it's an enterprise level solution you are working on, you can very easily embed that you always see how it came up with that solution, what it searched for, what it reviewed, and give you all that analysis as well on top of just the answer.
So it's not only the answer themselves, but also the process
of reaching an answer.
Because then they can also lead you to another part.
Exactly. And then you can also fine tune that process. Maybe the thought process is wrong.
Yeah.
It's the same way with humans, right? If somebody tells you this is how I approach this problem, and then it's like, okay, there's 2 mistakes in your approach.
You started wrong here.
Yeah. So, you just need to shift courses. So that's the whole idea behind it, that it needs to be able to explain how it got to that answer as well. And it exists. It's just about how we want to showcase and who controls the technology to be able to showcase you that.
Ooh. You can take the futurist true. So true, you have to choose true or futurist. True means that it's happening right now, is the everyday life, or it's about to happen. And futuristic is way in the future. It's not going to happen for now. It's almost sci-fi. Okay, first question. Public dashboards will come with a BIOS alert that pulses when the data tilts. Futuristic.
I think futuristic for the fact that I don't think so anybody wants to develop it.
A global open source dataset will be declared a digital commons.
Futuristic.
Okay.
Because it requires a lot of collaboration to have. And which data set are we even talking about? For what now? So
who owns it?
Who owns it? Where it's coming from? Parts of it are probably digital commons already.
Okay.
But when you look at the whole thing, it may not be, and it may never be. When you're talking about, patent applications, there's a lot of that data that has to be kept safe and protected. So that will never make it to public eye unless it's accepted or rejected.
So no.
So no.
Citizens will be able to request edits to their government profile the way that they request Wikipedia changes.
Yeah, it's true. I've seen that happening as well.
Governments will auction unused citizen data back to the public with royalties.
I hope it never happens. So I'll stick with futuristic, and not even futuristic. I hope it never happens.
So no.
No.
A big no sign.
They might want to sell it back to private sector for royalties. I don't think so. Public's going to buy that.
Every new digital law will be tested by an AI trained on citizen behavior.
Yeah, I would say futuristic. I'm not seen things moving in that direction as of yet.
Okay. Public service bots will be evaluated on empathy, not just efficiency.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. It should happen. And I think there are some kind of side ventures that are training it to be more empathetic as well. So, and you can also ask it to be empathetic, actually.
Like, be kind.
Yeah. So you can, it's all about how you frame the question. So if you go in there on any AI solution and say like, look, your persona is somebody who's very empathetic, listens and XYZ things, it will take on that persona. And it will give you the answer in that empathetic manner already.
Okay. Cities will have digital twins that negotiate resources in real time with other cities' twins.
So there are 2 parts to it.
Okay.
Cities with digital twins, it's true, it's happening not at a very large scale, but it is happening
Okay.
in a lot of countries, Asia, Africa, Europe. It's happening. The negotiating part, that's not what digital twins will ever do. That's not the role. Your digital twins are effectively just for us to analyze how services are to be rendered in that. It's a real time visualization of how a city functions.
Huh?
So it will now negotiating resources. No,
So
that's not.
yes to the twins to understand better how the center function, but
And
no to the
then what services you
negotiation.
need to provide where as well, but not the negotiation part. I think
You need a human.
that's way too futuristic. I don't think so we're there yet, or will ever be.
Okay. So there will be a constitutional right not to be optimized. You should have the legal right to be left imperfect, inefficient, unprofiled, and unquantified by AI.
I I don't know. I don't know.
No
I think
answer.
it has to be futuristic.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, there are discussions around this topic as well, that who should own the data.
Mhm.
But nothing's to come in near future.
Okay. Public infrastructure will run predictive self-diagnosis and call for maintenance before anyone notices a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's already is in place, and it's not even just AI. There's just predictive algorithms.
Yeah.
So there are services that run like that.
So there's a pothole here.
Yeah,
or-
I wouldn't even go that far. You have nuclear reactors, for example,
Oh,
which
wow.
can tell you, right, when the next maintenance is due, and things like that. So this is already there. Wide spread as it should be, no, because it requires a lot of other things fall in place
Okay.
before you have that public infrastructure in place. But that's then connected to digital twins as well.
Yeah.
So it's they need to work in tandem to have that
And there's
proper
a lot of
predictivity in
there's a lot of
place.
apps coming out, or there were at some point, of citizens reporting what it needs to be done in the city.
Yeah, that's crowdsourcing.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty, yeah, it's a good concept, and it's been there for a long time. And I think UN agencies have also leveraged that. You have had a lot of open source solutions that are all around crowdfunding as well. So, or crowdsourcing. But no, that's in place. That's in place. It's all about the fact that, because a lot of these are city level initiatives. So if a city is willing to invest in it and willing to report on it and willing to take action on it, is when you can make it effective as well. I'm from India. I've seen in cities where people report, and the municipal services take action on it fairly quickly. But there are other cities where they don't.
Okay.
Not just in India, even here or in US, for that matter, and nothing then happens.
Okay.
And then people don't report.
Yeah, because they feel that they're not being listened to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
the
this
trust
is
lost.
yeah, exactly. So the crowdsourcing concept is not new. It's been there. A lot of good products have been built up on that as well. So like the whole concept of, if I had to stretch it a little bit, open source. Any kind of open source technology is community driven. Anybody can go in, log in, suggest improvements. The community will review those improvements and then accept it as well.
Yeah.
So from a technology
it's built by
field,
everyone for everyone.
exactly. So there are those communities exist as well in there.
Yeah. But final question now, to the long view, to reflect. If you had the chance to influence the next generation of public AI and data systems with a single idea, not a feature, but as a foundation, what principle would you build into the core of every design?
I think is what we've discussed earlier as well. I would make sure that we need to have human at center of it, and we are very clear from day one why we are doing it, what's the objective of it as well. So that has to be the core tenant as well. Whatever solution is being developed needs to be for the public good, needs to be for the people, and somebody has talked to them and listened to them as well before designing it also. So you need to have that human-centric approach to this whole thing. Again, as I said, it's not a new concept, but it is something that we have to keep honing in and keep reminding so that we don't forget.
Pushing in every second.
Exactly. It's the power of repetition.
Yes, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sitting with us
having me.
and talking about how AI can be used for public good, and how we cannot lose the human. That's the main takeaway, I think, from this episode is the human is the key to every technology. So technology doesn't just shape what we do, it reflects what we believe, what we protect, and what we dare to imagine. Thank you for reminding us that data and AI are not just for systems or in speed. They're about choices, values, and the invisible architecture behind every decision that affects our lives. Because building for the public good means asking better questions, designing with care, and always making space for what doesn't fit neatly into the model. The future is not something we wait for, it's something that we shape. One decision, one system, one conversation at a time.
No, thank you so much for having me, and I think it was great conversation. It's an important topic, and let's hope people keep remembering that and continue doing the good work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Intangiblia, the podcast of intangible law. Plain talk about intellectual property. Did you like what we talked today? Please share with your network. Do you want to learn more about intellectual property? Subscribe now on your favorite podcast player. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Visit our website www.intangiblia.com. Copyright Leticia Caminero 2020. All rights reserved. This podcast is provided for information purposes only.